on October the 24th of 2019 at the W Hotel located in Hollywood City, right next to the Walk of Fame, the Swan Princess was celebrating its 25th birthday with not a red carpet, but a pink carpet event, with fans, young and old, befriending the retro filmmakers, and several glamorous displays, greeting you on your way in to a marvellous buffet, where a cake competition was being held featuring the theme of Swan Princess, appropriately enough. Just along the wall that just leads outside to the balcony, a display of the original hand-painted cells from Swan Princess, and there's a fun demonstration showing how the original cells were made. As an admirer and a fan of Swan Princess and the animation industry, there were loads of fun people I chatted to and got lost in. Of course, in a good way. I actually lost track of time. Only as soon as this part of the session was done, did I remember that there was still another part of this grand celebration. That would be getting to watch the newly remastered Swan Princess on the big screen. Now I do have to apologise, being very much in the moment of this grand celebration, the rest that I filmed was in a handheld, shaky guerrilla style. Here's the highlights of the presentation before the feature would start.
You know, I got thinking about this, it's not such a good policy for me to start without my wife here, so until she gets here, we're not actually starting. And now the limited time is becoming more limited, and I'm talking even more. And I was warned by my daughter, don't talk, Dad. You'll bore everybody. And that means I'm going to have to call somebody up to be a jokester. Rick, do you want to say anything? He's shaking his head. I'm out of trouble. Jared, do you want to say anything? Oh, good. I can depend on somebody saying something, but it has to be funny.
They had a time and a place for this presentation, Seldon, but since you're stalling for time, and I'm going to help you here a bit, I want to make a presentation to you. But all your friends and family have written their tributes to you, and I'll give you my tribute. Seldon and I have been together now for, what did we say, 47 years? And I hired him when he was 16 years old. He became my partner when he was 18. And it was the greatest decision I made in my whole life to make him a 50-50 partner at that time, because I could see at that time I was at the old age of 25 and he was 18. I knew Seldon was the most unique person I'd ever trained and met out of hundreds and hundreds that I've trained as salespeople at BYU. And he's never, ever had anything but this can-do, wonderful spirit that he carries with him that all of you here know. And I would like to give a tribute to him.
After the arrival of Seldon's wife, the presentation had started with the winners of the Swan Princess fan competition, which being Ricardo and Ranfisco of their multi-language rendition of For Longer Than Forever.
Mother Fatima with her from Portugal. Another entertaining superfan video entry was Nathan Higgins. So, as you can see, he's an entertaining kid. We love Nathan. So, Nathan, let's take a look at this cool marketing idea that he came up with.
Hey guys, I want to be drawing for the Swan Princess 25th anniversary. And I'm going to draw the Swan Princess livery on Hawaiian Airlines.
So Nathan also sent a letter to Hawaiian Airlines asking their help in traveling to attend our premiere tonight. We're excited to hear that Hawaiian Airlines responded by sending Nathan this fantastic model A330, complete with the Swan Princess livery, exactly as Nathan had designed it on Photoshop. Nathan and his mom, way to go, Nathan. There are so many reasons to gather together, and my mind has been flooded with all of the people deserving of recognition for you to meet. But first, In my thoughts with observing this passing of time, it's realizing that it also means the passing of some of our cherished contributors. So our wicked, wonderfully mischievous bad guy, Rothbart, was played by the true Hollywood legend, Jack Palance. Jack was larger than life on screen and real life. During his acceptance speech at the 1992 Oscars, the Best Supporting Actor, the 73-year-old, leaped to the floor to crank out a few one-arm push-ups.
Just like in his
Our studio was able to perfectly infuse his unique energy, playfulness, and sinister fun to create the ultimate bad guy that we all love to hate. He passed away in 2006 at the age of 87, but Rothbard keeps coming back. Terry Noss was invaluable in bringing The Swan Princess to its original theatrical release. Serving as co-producer in the first 3 films, not only did he pour his heart out and soul into the movie, but he was actually in the movie. Well, at least in caricature. At the very end of the movie, when Derek and Odette have just been married and they're coming out to the chapel door, he is one of the footmen on the right. When Terry was asked why families were so attracted to the Swan Princess, he reflected, "We tell a morally good story. It's made up of some good people. I believe that there's still a longing for that." Terry passed away in 2017. We would like to acknowledge Terry's wife, Leslie, and his son, Matthew, who are here with us tonight, and ask them, please stand. And there could be others we don't know about because there were over 350 people who worked on the film. I wanted to express how much we miss our departed friends and acknowledge their contributions as part of our celebration tonight. I would like to now honor the woman that seems like she is still with us every time we hear the voice of Princess Odette, Michelle Nicastro. Michelle simply made this film. She was a true princess. The director, Rick Rich, will say that. And fans will say that. The children that grew up on the Swan Princess that are now adults often tell me what really made Odette a role model to them. She was strong and stood up for herself. Even more important, she did so in the kindest way possible, with a soft and gentle voice. Michelle made this process unique with her calm and joyful spirit. Michelle loaned her beautiful, pure voice to Odette for all 3 of the original hand-drawn movies. She was considering again stepping into the magic of the Swan Princess for the 4th film, but unfortunately, she lost her battle to breast cancer in 2010. It only made sense to us to theme the Swan Princess anniversary with pink in honor of her memory during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We are privileged to have with us tonight Michelle's husband, Steve Stark, and their daughters, Callie and Katie, as well as Michelle's sister, Christy, and her niece, Gracie.
The presentation moved on to Swantricles, specially made trophies in commemoration to those people who made an impact to the Swan Princess. The first one was handed out to Michelle, which her husband, on her behalf, collect for her.
It's so fun. It's so fun, right? Steve, you already heard from me. It's now time to hear from you. Would you entertain us for 1 minute?
Thank you, guys. Rick, what he said earlier to me is kind of true. If Hollywood had any sort of typecasting, I have to agree with Rick and the team here that Michelle really was cast as the perfect princess. She really was, not by blood or the diva type, but she was just sweet and kind in every way possible. Everyone who knew her felt the same way. Callie, our oldest daughter, she was 1 year old when the movie premiered in 1994, and our second daughter, Michelle, was pregnant 2 months after the premiere with our second daughter, Katie. So the origin of this movie is very much part of our origin of our family. I remember going to Callie's she was 3 years old, going to her school, and Mom was a superstar. Like, all the 3-year-olds were like, the Swan Princess is coming. And they all came, she came to school, and Callie was really proud and read the book from Swan Princess to the class, and then Michelle sang, and all the kids were a little upset because Michelle wouldn't let the movie play the whole time. They wanted to see the whole movie. So, you know, in the world where all the stuff that we're in, all these movies and television shows and all the stuff that's thrown at us every day, I think Michelle is particularly grateful, as is our family, that this movie stands the test of time. There's a lot of stuff that will never be seen again. In this movie, 25 years later, and I'm pretty confident that 50 years from now, Callie and Katie's grandkids will be enjoying this movie too. So I really thank everyone for this amazing evening, this incredible tribute to my incredible wife and their incredible mom. And thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
So, I think Denver, we have another slide there up there, don't we? Yeah.
You think he's dead?
No, it's just his wing, I think.
Strange-looking bell.
Poor fellow. He must be in a lot of pain. You better hold him.
And the 9 other Swantricles were handed out. I do apologise for scheming through this bit. I didn't want it to dally on much longer.
Your first monster. Thank you, Steve.
Only because of the extended length of this video, but by the looks of things look pretty emotional up there. So after a couple of more tears, and the very clever, unique and funny puns,
we have also created a lot of Swan dice.
The final Swantrica was given to Odette's singing voice, Liz Calloway, where just before the film would start, she did a duet for Longer Than Forever.
Much stronger than forever, and with your love I'll never be alone.
And just at the end of the evening, there was just enough time from the original 4 men that made the Swan Princess possible to answer a couple of questions. And as a nice treat, this is what I was able to photograph of that session.
I loved it, even after I've seen it hundreds of times, right?
Well, my name's Val. We're going to do some Q&As, but we're going to call up Rich, Seldon's already here, Jared and Brian up here. Who is your favorite character from the movie?
Well, I have to be careful of this because Steve Vinovich was behind me. So I have to say that I love the arrogance of Jean Bob. I think that is
Princess Odette.
Of course Rick would say that, but I'm with Brian. I happen to like Jean Bob. And the reason Jean Bob is I get to wear him around all the time on my sleeve.
Well, I don't want to be the odd man out, but John Bob has always been the one that I think my kids all liked. We were enjoying.
See, the humble man in the room picks the humble character.
So, you know, Rick is the romantic, and I'm kind of more the Warner Brothers cartoon guy.
What's your favorite Swan Princess joke?
I just love how John Cleese does. Hold my arm, hold my leg, hold it.
Hold my arm, hold my leg, hold it.
I like Kip Rogers when he says how to offend women in 5 syllables or less.
Actually, that's the one I was going to choose, so now I got to choose something else?
I mean, you can go with that one. There are no rules.
Well, it just happens to be, since I talk to so many fans, it becomes your favorite when all the fans love that so much. It's their favorite. It's one of their favorite lines.
I don't know a line. I think the gag characters of each of the animals, especially Speed, I think has so many different slow line gags.
Would you like a kiss too, Speed?
Nah.
I'm happy as a turtle.
Did you learn any life lessons through the making of the Swan Princess?
Boy, laughter goes a long way. I mean, to have laughter in your life is really, really important. And that's not only something that comes out of the film, but that's something I thought, Rick, that we had a lot of while we were making it, don't you think? There's a lot of laughs. Yeah.
Don't make a movie.
Mine's make a movie, but you gotta realize you gotta climb a lot of walls to get over it.
I think what I learned, the most important lesson is that you should use other people's money.
I think in general that's for everything. How did y'all meet?
Well, I attended California Institute of the Arts, and I was also lived really nearby, and attended a congregation nearby where this man happened to be the leader of that congregation, and we got to know each other that way. And he asked me one time to, because I had done some writing while I was at Cal Arts, I had written a play there, and he knew about that. This is my memory of it. You might have a better memory, but he asked me to polish up a script if I had the time to do that, and I did, and one thing led to another, and I ended up writing a lot of those, the animated Old New Testament, the Book of Mormon, those things, and which Jared and Seldon produced, and then it led to Swan Princess. And then I got to know these two gentlemen through Rick.
The first person I met was Jared over here. I had done some work with him as a scribe of music, writing down some of the music he had written. And he knew of me, he knew of my, where I had came from, my years at Disney. And Jared was looking for someone who could possibly take some of the history stories and religious stories that he had done in audio tapes to take them to animation. And next, Azevedo introduced us, and then Jared called me on the phone, and that was our first meeting. And through Jared, then I met Seldon. As you already heard, they were partners. And Brian, we go way back.
You know, you already heard Jared hired me at 16 as a sales guy. And as we got together to start talking about doing productions, we had decided to do this series of productions that were religious. And Jared and I made a trip down to Hanna-Barbera, you know, the Flintstones. We were thinking we were going to produce these religious stories with Hanna-Barbera, but we didn't like what was going on. And so Jared happened to get a call from Rick. Those two, you can talk about that. And my introduction to both Rick and Brian were through Jared when he gets his telephone call. And from there, it just took off. And so, but the primary instigator became Jared in this matter to make things happen. And I just followed along for a long while.
Seldon was running another business at the time and had beyond his hands full, and I don't know what, 3,000 employees. And so we were partners in that business as well. But Seldon and I have had a long history together. You know, there's a lot of reason, I think, why we've been together all these years, but I think the biggest reason is both of us know when the other one says something that we can believe it and that we can trust in the integrity of each other. I'll just say one other thing. I'm going to maybe go out on a limb here tonight, since I produced a lot of religious films. When we went down to meet with Rick, I will tell you we went down in a great area of concern, because I knew that we were stepping into something that was beyond anything we had ever done, in terms of especially the budgets and the money that was going to be involved. And I won't go into the whole story of it, but we went into it from a standpoint of asking God to direct us. And I give credit where credit was due. So I won't go into further detail with it, except that I know that this was brought together with a power that was beyond mine and beyond any of us. And that's all I'll say for the evening. And I hope that we don't go on too much longer here. And I don't want to make it too serious, but that's the reality of how this whole thing came together.
I think we all agree that we're very happy it came together, correct? Thank you for all of your time today. We hope you had a really good time.
I would love to take this opportunity to personally thank Mr. Young and the staff and employees of the Swan Princess team for personally inviting me over, for not only having a wonderful night, but also to have an excuse to have a holiday in Hollywood. For more official content from the Swan Princess, the website and YouTube channel can be found in the link below. If you'd like to see more personal content from myself about Swan Princess, or if you're curious to see what else I got up to while being in LA, then here's some video links you can click on right now.